So I was trying to figure out a way that I could set it on like the chairs, but that's a little sketchy. I prefer to put some tables underneath it, but all the tables are in use. So I don't know. It's the other problem. I know people keep saying, "Oh, you're gonna fly it. When are you gonna fly it?"
All right.
There's 2 aluminum wing spars that join. So each wing has carbon tube spars, also from him. But to join the wing fuse to wing, there's 2 big aluminum that cross the center.
So what I need everybody to do
One of them is
I need everybody to walk
too short
about 40 paces to the edge of the corner.
so that I can put a powder pin on each
Get
side.
on over.
Because right now,
Got an
I'm
easy
using
plane
them on a
being popped up here on the side.
and I'm just not.
The cub is back.
I'm not comfortable doing that here. So
I'm telling you this one thing.
I know I'm disappointing people, but I don't think I'm going to get it in there this weekend.
That's totally fine. I get it.
Are those custom built and wound and everything?
No, these are surplus from a friend who wishes to remain anonymous. So I respect his anonymity.
Yeah.
Thank him for us.
And yes, I thank him every time. He knows who he is.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
are massive.
Yeah.
And to be honest, probably bigger than necessary, even for this size plane. Because if I didn't have big motors that size, I could go down on the prop and I could go down on the batteries. And without motors and batteries, the airframe weighs 50 pounds.
Right.
So when you think about that other 40 pounds,
Right.
that's a lot of mass.
But the wing loading's still light.
It still is going to be light, even at 90 pounds. And again, still at 90, I'm spitballing. I haven't weighed it. We weighed the fuselage, and then I added up the batteries and motors based on what I knew.
Yeah.
So when we actually get the wheels on a scale and do weight, that's the other thing I can't really do here because I need it to be flat and level. When I do, I put the scale under each wheel individually. When you put it under each wheel, I also shim the other wheel so that it stays level.
Right.
So you alternate one wheel you weigh at a time. You get all the weights, and then I've got a spreadsheet that does a sum of moment calculation, so I can figure out where the CG is relative, based on relative weight and distance. So I know where my CG wants to be relative to the main gear,
Right.
and then I've got that in my spreadsheet. I can figure out. I got my static margin already calculated, but I can't really do that well here.
Right. Right.
So
I get it.
back at the hangar, I can, I've got a big concrete floor. I can just let it, lay it out.
Do these have a special speed controller and battery motors that they run on that's kind of unique to them? Or
No, actually, here, I'll show you. So that's the speed controller, also donated by the friend.
Mm-hmm.
But these are actually commercial. These are Jetty spin Pro Opto 300 amp ESCs.
Yeah.
And so they're sort of matched to this.
Yeah.
So and I've got a controller box that I can program that for. Those go up to I think 14 cell, which for their size of the ESC is actually lower than I expected. I expected higher voltage, but 14 cell is still pretty high.
Yeah.
But we're running this on 12S.
Yeah.
So it'll have two 6,006 cells in series, two 6,006 cells in series, parallel. So I've got a 12,006S and a 12,006S, and then I put that in series.
Yep.
And then you get an equivalent 12,012S.
Right.
Yep.
Or if I've got the 5,000s, I have an 11,012S. We've got a mix of 6,000 and 5,000. Although actually, the way I wired these, this is parallel. So I think I'm going to have them they'll be in series in here. So series, and then parallel to the. But since they're the same, it doesn't matter which order you go in. When you mix milliamp, you need to make sure you do it in the right order. You can't series the different capacities.
You'll be limited to the smallest one if it's series.
Right. So you want to parallel the capacities, and then once you got the capacities the same, then you put that in series.
And these are the batteries that power the motor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not, nothing's plugged in right now.
Yeah.
I set them in there, one, to see if I could get them in. So yeah, I can get them in one at a time. So I'll put them in there with the series plugs already connected. So then I'll have the series plug sticking out further, so then I can plug them in here without trouble. And then this is the ESC lead for that guy, and that runs down through the window.
And then there's batteries like this on the other side too. So there's batteries like this on the other
identical
nacelle too for that motor.
4 big bricks in both nacelles.
And then there's batteries in here to run the radio system.
Correct. There's going to be, I think, 2, 4, and well, there'll be at least 8 probably of these in the nose.
Okay.
Running at least 2 of these running the Avionics and servos and receivers into the RB40.
Okay.
And then 3 more of them separate, 1 each for each retract. Because the retract servos are much bigger than the other Avionics servos. They're going to draw a much higher amp draw. They're all 8.4 volt servos, but the retract servos are going to pull way more current when they're operating. So they are going to be wired direct to the battery.
Okay.
Not through
Combat. Yeah.
through the distribution bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go out and check out Combat.
There's carnage already.
Yeah.
Flying everywhere.
Sounds good.